All right.
Shit. And we're only 2 minutes late this time.
I was gonna say we're on time today.
Yeah,
But,
on time.
yeah,
2 minutes late's on time to us.
Better
We
late
both.
than never.
Exactly. Yato knows what's up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So Yato, how you holding up today?
Man, you know, I can't complain. I'm vibing. I'm glad to be home from work out of the hellhole. So I'm happy to be, you know, in my element, man. Talking about comics and shit, you know, or stuff. I can curse, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, of course, man.
Dude.
Okay.
You ain't gotta
just,
worry.
you know, happy to be home, man. I'm hot. It's cool outside, but for some reason it's blazing in my house. I'm about to yell at my wife until I turn the air on. But yeah.
Damn, you making me want to yell at my wife just cuz.
Just
Get my ass whooped real quick.
Oh yeah, that's the same thing that's gonna happen to me. Who the hell are you talking to?
yeah, exactly. We'll let some people trickle in before we kind of get into the discussions. We'll just yap a bit. What's up, Don?
Yes, sir.
Chief Bernie. Is that like Bernie Sanders? Is that
Moving
It's
like
just the
Smooth.
whole ass K there.
smooch on your cooch? Oh,
Hey, it's been a minute, Smooch.
Oh wait, he's saying knee like kneecap. Yeah. I was about to say the same thing about the missing the K, but yeah, burn knee.
Bernie.
Dice said you missed the K.
Yeah, like.
Oh,
that's
I
the
see.
K.
I see.
Like-
I see.
like-
Yeah, it's a silent K. Yeah.
Here's an L. Had a.
Ooh, that shit like lasagna. Yeah.
Ooh, Mouse, what's good? Fuck up, what's good? He's the best guy around.
Wait, you tweeted this, right? Let me go retweet again.
Oh yeah, let me actually type it out. I just need to hit send. I already typed it out in Discord.
Type of shit though.
He's seen. Yeah,
How y'all
at
doing, chat?
everybody. Yeah, Chad, how y'all holding up today? We got a special guest, you know, Mr. Yato from Panel Focus, the channel, but Shonen Pulse, the podcast, is the name. I always mix the two up, bro. It's like, oh, it's you know, Shonen Pulse or fuck.
Don't worry
See, I'm
about
over
it.
here fucking it up already.
Whatever
Bro, I'm
you want to
kicking
call it,
your
bro.
ass.
I'm spiraling. I'm spiraling over here.
Every now and then I mess up the intro. I'm like, welcome back, baby. It's the pedal foot. Wait a second, that ain't it.
Yeah.
we have planned to
man.
do more lines of content and have it be like more things. So it's like shit, I forgot the name now. Shonen Panel Focus is the channel. Let me open my stats. Yeah, Panel Focus is the channel. We had planned to have more things up under that. We just haven't gotten to it yet because of scheduling and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
It'd be like that, man.
Smooch on your cooch.
Smooch.
Became a member. What's up?
Hell yeah.
That's my guy. Smooch on my cooch. Notice how I said my
Appreciate you,
cooch.
Smooch.
What about the people he murdered?
Okay.
Oh, we good. I don't know what to call you. I'm gonna call you. I used to have a homie named Fook, so I'm gonna call you Fook.
Nah, it's a fuck up. W name.
W name it. Oh, Zony's in here. Have you guys had the coconut Dr. Pepper? It's probably the best drink made by a human being. That's a very strong
Okay.
first message.
Okay, Zoni.
You know what's crazy?
That's not.
Someone asked me about that drink literally like a day or two ago. That shit must be crack. Yato, I'm sorry. What were you about to say?
Oh no, I was gonna say I haven't had it. I haven't had soda in a minute because I got diabetes like 2 years ago, so I haven't touched the soda. But I was fucking with Dr. Pepper before then. I still be eating ice cream and shit, so don't tell my doctor.
Oh wait, you be yeah. I always see you talking about food, you pesto and this, that, and the other.
Hey,
Yeah.
pesto slaps.
Yeah, I think the first guy who invented pesto deserves like endless blows. Yeah, endless PJs.
Oh,
Save my life. Not for me, of course, because that'd be crazy. But
hey,
I
you
hope-
might like it
I
that
hope he
much.
I hope he got mad hoes. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I hope he's you know, doing well in that category. Let's see who we got.
Sela says they've been making their mother read Bachi like the Bible. That's what's up. Love to see it.
That's lit.
What'd you call them?
Hey, peep the parentheses. Sela.
Wait, what?
Oh, by the way, the name is said. My name is said like
Coelacanth.
Sela, not
Wait.
okay.
Oh,
I got you. I was just
I'm
like
guessing, right?
I was focused
no.
on their names so hard. I was like parentheses. I was like, "What's bro talking about? Can he?" I think he's just having a stroke.
No.
I'm hoping I said that right. I
Sela?
tried.
No, I don't believe that's a fish. Like Coelacanth. So there's a Pokemon with that name.
Sela.
They're not gonna. Don't fall for it.
This dude's only said, "Make sure breath smell like sun tanning oil."
What?
Oh, he
Wait,
said like
is
the
fish
fish.
pronounced Sela? Is the fish pronounced Sela? Have I been saying it wrong? all
I've
this
never
time?
even known that
I don't
fish
know.
existed.
I don't know.
Ain't no
I'm
way.
just hey, don't take my word for it, okay? I'm just saying shit.
That's funny.
There
I'm
ain't
just
no way.
they have a Dr. Pepper flavored sausage. No BS and homo. Wait, is it no BS but homo or no BS and no homo?
Yeah, we need to know.
You're just gonna have to figure it out.
It's on a need to know basis.
You got
We
to
can
eat
do
that.
this.
You got to eat it and find out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat the sausage. Feel it fruity yet, baby boy?
Hey,
Mitty.
Mitty, what's good, hey, Mitty?
We got the gangs, just about all here. I still want the over under on Mashro making it out. Okay, now look, I may not be able to pronounce your name, but I don't think Mastro's making it out of this island. He might be an island boy for the rest of his life. 6 feet under.
Mashiro, that's the I've been calling him Haibara because I keep forgetting his name.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, close enough.
Okay.
Close enough. I borrow, but he actually does.
Oh,
something.
Jello donated to he's a bruv. So
Oh yeah, shout out Jello.
just saying I'm a fangirl of Panel Focus. That's the homie right there.
Well, who said that? I don't see it yet. Shout out to you, baby.
Jello is
Sir.
a man. Oh, look at this. Wait, hold on. I'm just getting some. I just read the. Now this message is hitting like crack. I might put it on in my fridge. T, you were right. Sheba might actually be the biggest bum in the story, with the sole exception of Ibiki Misaka. All right, you fucked up at
Let's-
the end. Chat, ban him and tickle his feet.
Oh, Mal's cooking. Mal's
That's funny.
cooking. I love that.
That was a good one. Slander the character that slandered, then slander my stocks character.
Insane.
It'd be like
I
that.
love it.
Oh, I see the stream thing now saying I'm a fan. Okay, shout out to you, baby. Thanks, Jello.
Yeah,
I haven't
baby.
streamed yet on YouTube, so I'm not used to the I'm not used to the things popping up. I'm new to
You're an
this.
old head. Yeah, he's an old head like us. So,
Yeah.
but
It's a safe space.
It's not a safe space. Do not let him lie to you.
Yeah, it's not.
We got you for life now. It's one of them.
That's crazy.
Cause of chat though, not cause of us. What's good, Jaden?
Yeah, I might just flirt with you. That's about it.
Huh?
Huh? The record scratch. Let's see. It says, Mr. Inazuma gonna kill the Mikaboshi. Mr. Inazuma's still in his dad's sack at this point, so that's some
His dad probably still on a sack at this point.
that's some super sperm. Ibuki catching a stray makes me happy. God damn it, I hate
I
y'all.
love this. I love it.
So basically, like on the channel Yato, we all have our like characters that we ride for and all that. And I slander Shiba, but I'm kind of warming up a little bit to him. And I like Ibiki Masaka, the original Cloud Gouger sword bearer, the one that died already, like in chapter 1, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Or by the time of chapter 1. That's like my goat. Ibiki, like, even though like I think he's gonna like blow up in the war. Once we get to the war and the enchanted blades are made, I think that I got a lot of stocks in him balling out during this arc. And
Insane to
a lot of stocks on a dead guy.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
You know he dead, but you like, I know he go hard. Yeah.
And chat gives me shit just because Ibiki put on a little weight. But I don't think these like youngins know when they get older it's gonna happen to them too.
Yeah, for sure. That's normal, Like gangsters don't die, they get chubby and they move to Miami or whatever Lil Wayne said.
Yeah. Yo, what's up, CJ?
What's good, CJ? What's good?
DC?
TC, Sunsu.
What's
These guys are being nice. Let me be mean. Y'all hit the damn like button. It's too many of y'all in here. They ain't gonna tell y'all do it, but I'm a guest, so I can
Yeah.
tell y'all hit the button.
yeah? W Mans. W Mans.
Listen to Yato, guys.
Yeah. He's in my dislike for
What the-
Shiba grows every chapter. The more I think about it, what he's done, or rather he hasn't done, I'm not gonna go too deep on Shiba. This, since we have a guest, we're gonna keep it kosher-ish.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll see. Because I'm I'll throw a stray. No hesitation. But today we're gonna talk about chapter 121 predictions. Break week was a bitch. But before we begin, I do want to shout out Panel Focus, Shonen Pulse. Their channel, they review like 8 or 9 different series, and they upload consistently. It's like, what do y'all have, like 4 different hosts?
It's me, Yato, obviously, if anybody don't know me. Big Yato, also known as Yato Plays on Twitter and YouTube. And then Knox, he used to run a podcast called Project Manga a couple years ago with some other guys. And then it's Papa Traffy. He does some videos too occasionally, but he's been kind of like lacking on his video posting. So have I. I haven't posted a video on my personal channel in like 2 months now because World of Warcraft been taking my life away or whatever. So the consistency thing that he just said is very questionable. But at the very least, I think we've been doing fine in the last like couple of months with posting on the podcast channel. I can't see the same for my personal, but
Yeah, individual, they're buns at posting content, but there's strength in unity, and they do post podcast episodes pretty consistently.
Sure.
Yeah, shout out to those guys.
Yeah, what series do y'all cover? I didn't want to like just skip over y'all's stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. So on Panel Focus or Shonen Post, whatever you want, you can type in both. I'm in the search bar up there. We cover, I want to say 8 stories now because we haven't replaced Chainsaw Man, but right now we cover Don to Don, Centuria, Ranger Reject, Shangri-La Frontier, Gachi Yakuza, Gachi Yakuda, whatever, Big Cuda, that's what I call it. Kineto's Magic, which is probably going to get axed, but I'm hoping not. I'm going to Shueisha to make some calls. Ichi the Witch, and Kagurabachi. And we try to keep it, a nice mix of things that, everybody's reading, like Kagurabachi and Ichi the Witch, and then, splashing some stuff that we think people should be reading. And, just a big thing is like bringing, awareness and conversations to stories that don't have anybody talking about. Like nobody's on YouTube making videos about Centurion. And like, I'm not individually making one, but, it's like, we're talking about it. So we're trying to give a space for some of those lesser known and like less talked about manga, so people can be like, oh man, there's people that are fans of like everything, and they're like, man, it sucks that like I don't have anyone to talk to about my favorite story. So it's like we try to shine some light on those. People always ask us like, why aren't you reading Sakamoto Days? It's like there's like 8,000 people reading Sakamoto Days and talking about it in One Piece. It's like go fuck with one of them, man. Like come fuck with us and check out some of these stories that you might not be reading, because even if you think the story sucks, I guarantee the conversations about like the chapters will be fun.
So y'all picking up Rent a Girlfriend too, is what you're saying?
Nah, we're not going for straight butt cheeks. Like we at least think the stuff we cover is good. Well, Don to Don. All right, so Don to Don. I just posted a tweet about it. So this current arc, if I can have a flow for a moment, I do think what is currently happening is ass, and I think Yukinobu needs to not let Fujimoto hang out over it just because he's done and tired. Like
he's thinking up another. He's thinking up another series.
Yeah, it's like, bro, go home, bro. You ain't got shit to do, but like I do over here. So like, take your ass home. Don't get in his ear and be like, you should make them do stupid ass shit. Like I like what's happening, but like I don't at the same time. So I'm really hoping, like I've been saying on the podcast, that I feel like what's happening is like an attack. Like they're being psionically hit by like a stand attack or something, and it's causing them to make dumbass like decisions, and somebody is trying to do something. Like there's a spell on them that they don't realize, and it's like creating a rift between the kids, hopefully to like make the the occult club kids like group weaker. So like that's my headcanon. But
Mm.
that's probably not the case, and Yukinobu probably just lost his fucking mind and was like, what if I wasn't allergic. I wasn't like pissed about the amnesia thing, but like the stuff that's happening afterwards is like pissing me off because I thought like they were gonna have a like no distance is too great
You
for
mind
our
if
love type moment.
I just want to, Dice isn't up to date fully with the
Oh,
No, that's cool though. I've
Okay,
been seeing
I know he
spoilers for
knows
the
a
last
little bit
couple.
about it, but I didn't want to like
Yeah,
go
no,
too
it's
deep.
it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, Twitter's been keeping
And
me
getting
up to
butt
date.
cheeks spoiled gotta be, demoralizing.
yeah. It's like, bro, I already
Mm.
didn't care about it, and now like you tell it like that's ass. But yeah, insane cope. Like the thing is, like you could call it cope, but like I don't care at the end of the day because if it does turn out to suck, it's like whatever. Like the thing that I care
Mhm.
about the most is the haircut. Show me the goddamn haircut, bro. Because I'm waiting to see the low taper fade and for bro to get buff and do push-ups and be like, damn, I actually get bitches now.
Show me
I'm waiting for that.
the
So
Edgar cut.
yeah,
Oh
I,
man.
I I need the haircut to be tight. And like Yukinobu been blue balling me for the last like 6 weeks on the haircut. So like
Damn.
Kenta and Vamola is what I care about in this arc. Everything else, like they can
Hey.
fuck off and so they figure it out.
I could say I'm gladly not invested in Don to Don. The anime is cool, but I kind of watch it because my old lady likes it. But today, I guess we'll kind of hop on and start talking about Bachi. Um, chapter 121. That break week was a bitch. It felt extra long. They always do. Dice, I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to do the popularity poll? Kind of talk about that, or you want to say that for the end?
I think we can save that for the end, or at
Bet.
least later in the stream.
Bet. All
We
right.
can just get to it.
Chapter 121. Dice, I'll let you start off. Where do you think, we left off with Mashiro crumbling up that warship and letting my boy Hiroto Soga go ham with the Kuratsuchi.
Yeah, I think Arya's gonna eat that shit, man. I think he's tanking that. I did see like on Twitter, when the chapter dropped, people were like wondering if he was, or I'm not sure if it was in the Discord server that somebody asked if we think that he's either gonna like try to evade it or if he's gonna tank that, right? It does look towards the end of that chapter where you kind of see like the pressure and the speed lines or whatever you want to call it, like the markings of like you see also like his centipede starting to break. So it does look like he's gonna get hit by it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that shit is not gonna do anything, man.
He don't look like he's super worried. It's like he's like, damn. He's like, oh shit. But it's not like he's stressing like his life is over.
Yeah, no, precisely. And so yeah, I think he's just gonna tank that shit and he's gonna get to work on Hiroto. I think Hiroto's cooked this chapter.
I know. I love him. Like I said, I got stocks in hot dead dudes. But
Yeah.
Yato, do you how you think this whole island, or at least the events of the last chapter, what do you think is gonna happen? If you have any theories.
Yeah, so my initial thought was that like, yeah, it's gonna hit him, but he's just like so hard body that like they're gonna, it's gonna land and then they're gonna be like, damn, that did a lot of damage, and they're gonna like start walking away and then like the middle of this iron ball is just gonna kind of split and he'll just be there. But I feel like that might be too tough. Like the dude's hard, but like that's like a comical level of like
final
toughness.
Boss toughness.
Yeah. It's like that was a good blow or something. So like my second thought was like maybe he'll dodge it, but I was before this show here, I was rereading the last couple chapters just to kind of refresh myself because I haven't talked about Bachi in a while, and I don't like participate in any like conversations outside of like my group chats or like when I do the podcast. So I don't know what people are saying, like what the streets are saying. I just kind of like go with whatever I read and whatever. But looking at what is it 119. At the very like end of the chapter, right after they showed him like drinking the bug juice and they were talking about like what the power of the Mikaboshi is, and It was on the bottom second to last page. It says reconstruction of the environment, that divine power that transformed a place devoid of light and air into a space for human survival. And it goes beyond mere magic fortification. I think he might have like created some sort of like shell for himself. Like maybe he low key a earthbender, and he just like used the Datsenseki and made like an armadillo shell around himself or some shit like that.
I see what you're doing. Yeah, you're cooking, because it does say that the 6 Mikaboshi Guardians, they basically get the powers of the original Mikaboshi clan head. We don't know exactly what all of that means, but what we do know is that, they use the power of the bugs, right? But we also know like the Datsenseki answered his calls to basically save his clan, and that's how like they got entrapped in that like little shell. So that could be part of the original clan's powers, or viewed like that through the Datsenseki. So maybe he might just make that little shell, because of that. That's a good shout. He could just eat it like that. I can't see him like it has to be something like that. Now that I think about it a bit more, because I haven't really thought about how he's getting out of this. I just know that he is getting out of this. The way that they've kind of like framed him, just what he means, like his station in the story. He's like the prince of the arch nemesis of like the Soga clan, and the Soga clan upholds this like pact between sorcerers and the government with like regular civilians and all that. So there's no way he's getting cooked here. Now we see from the I forgot what chapter it was. I think it was maybe 118 when he starts floating. I don't know what the fuck that's about. I'm still waiting to see how like Hokuzono is going to kind of like wrap that in. But, we do see like Shiba's testimony, and he looks like beat the fuck up, and he looks sad. Now, then it basically comes down to, at that point, why is he sad? Did all 3 of them get cooked besides him? Or did Mashiro somehow make it out? I know a lot of people think that Mashiro did make it out, but I'm thinking that he's gonna, like, Yoshinojo, he's probably already like, he sustained a lethal blow, so he's probably already on his way to dying. Mashiro may have overexerted himself, and maybe that's how he died, because he does have a serious wound as well. But I'm thinking he does kill Hiroto. Like, maybe they think that he's dead, and they all kind of like come back together, and then he's gonna pop up again with like, Hiroto's hand in his Hiroto's head in his hands. I want to say shout out Jello for the dono, big $10 dono. Everyone, please sub to both Hishaku Hideout and Panel Focus. Truly peak content. These gents stop me from blowing my brains out at work. Also, where the goth bitches at Tibby Berry by girl. I said girl. Boy, Vanessa's gonna beat both our ass. Appreciate you, brother. He has a potty mouth, y'all. Please disregard him. And then Don became a member. Goat.
Yeah, shout out Don. Appreciate you, man. And Jello.
But that's not my bad. I'll let you if you want to. I want to look at some chat too if you want to say your part of how that's going to play out.
Yeah, I think Yato's cooking, because that it is true what the what was stated, like the Mikaboshi King do to create this underwater safe haven, let's call it, for the Mikaboshi. It could have been like some, I don't want to say foreshadowing, but just kind of planting the seeds for what we could see here with Airyu. It would make a lot of sense versus him just tanking that shit with just his body as is.
That bit bounces off of his chest. Some crazy.
Yeah, and like the thing with Airyu is though, like, we've talked about this plenty. Like you said, we really never got to know what the hell was happening with him, like floating there's this like toxic air stuff, which a lot of people theorize is the Sumika thing. Um, I still can't help but think that there's some dark power shenanigans going on, because to me is like, we can't forget that this guy survived getting his neck slit. Like, I just
Yeah.
like that there still has to be an answer for that. And so I don't know, man. This guy's crazy. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised, even though I think Yato's onto something. I really wouldn't be surprised if he just really like just tanks it, you know.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we see like some like Yato said, like some comical stuff in how he tanks it. Really, I wouldn't be surprised with anything I see from Aryu at this point. The way he's moving, it's like, yeah,
Yeah, he's
I
moving
just
crazy. He's moving like the arc villain for sure, and a lot of people in chat
yeah,
were saying that, like that, which is very true. I mean, like I
yeah.
said, his position and his station in the story just kind of all automatically grants him like importance. You know what I mean? Like him being the
Yeah.
prince, and it could also be one of those things where Hokuzono doesn't tell us how he survives it. It's just we just see them kind of like getting like this. They start pressing the king or to get some answers, and then all of a sudden Hiroto's dead, and it's just one of those unexplained things. But I mean, not saying that's what it's gonna be, but you really just don't know.
I can't help but like think that almost everything he does is like bug based, and like just looking at, again, I know we're talking about like 121 potential, but I just keep going back to 119. It's like page 2, when it's showing like the old school kind of like tapestry style legend of the Mikaboshi or whatever,
Hmm.
and he sinks into the ocean. Like they keep showing this like the Datsenseki, and then like the rocks forming around, and then they keep showing this like big ball of like dirt or whatever, and then like later on in that same chapter you see that ball of dirt again, and it reminds me of like in Naruto when like Pain would form the big balls of dirt and try and like encase like
Chibaku
Naruto.
Tensei.
Yeah, it reminds me of that, but also like stuff like dung beetles. They roll big ass balls of dirt around, and it's like, is there like when he got his neck sliced and then kind of came back to life, I'm thinking like, is there an animal that kind of survives, or kind of like how they say cats got 9 lives? Like, is there some sort of animal that'll come back if you, not animal but insect, I guess that's Animal Kingdom, whatever. Is there an insect that like if you don't smush it to nothing, it'll come back or whatever? Like kind of like how they you cut off a lizard's tail to come back. Is there something with an insect that does that? And this I think him floating probably has to do with, like, they say it can manipulate air and make it breathable, so he could probably make it toxic too. That's what I keep forgetting these guys' names, because like I have it like committed to memory since I know they're all gonna get smushed, so I'm like calling them Haibara and Kenpachi and other names.
A wet
So,
Aaron Yeager for the Mikaboshi
yeah,
Prince.
yeah. So it's like I know that dudes are gonna get crushed,
Yeah, he
but
could be a cockroach. That's true, Jello.
could be a
That's what I was gonna
cockroach.
say, Tiberius. Yeah, like they say,
Oh,
cockroaches can
Kuraruchi, where's
survive
Zoni
mix.
at?
Yo, I like it.
Oh God.
We got a homie that loves Kurarushi in here.
That's a nasty guy, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he's like, he's doing something with it. He's manipulating the air and making it like toxic so that it like affects their, perception and shit like that. So it's like he's probably going to do a whole bunch of other things. I just like that it's like things that, like in the previous chapters and in earlier just parts of the story when we saw, abilities like from Soga Akamura or whatever, is like the bug based attacks were all like, a bee sting or, a wasp or whatever. And like when we see him doing stuff, it's like potentially like, insect abilities that we haven't seen yet or just are uncommon. Like someone said, an ant can spit, toxic air or whatever. So it's like if he's doing, not normal bug related abilities, that's cool too, because it's like, oh man, I never realized that or whatever. Like I never would have thought like getting crushed by a big ass boulder, made out of a boat.
He's
and
roly
things
poly,
like,
a little roly poly bug.
yeah, or just like a cockroach. Like, yeah, he ain't dead because he's got like the cockroach ability. He survives with 1 HP and then he just heals or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and it could also be like, the enchanted blades, that we each kind of see like in a spirit manifestation for each enchanted blade, you know, and it could just be where the Mikaboshi Guardians also have, you know, maybe there's like maybe they all share, you know, they can all tap into it. I know there's a lot of discussion in the chat with like they took the original, like the original clan heads abilities are divided between the 6, and you know they might just have a different division of a certain type of insect.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm really interested to see exactly how deep Hokuzono goes with the explanation of how Aryu is going to live. Because I mean, I don't think any. Hold on, I'm going to do a poll real quick and see if there's anyone that thinks Aryu might get cooked here. I know we all believe he's making it out, but I need to see if it's 100%.
Be for real.
Yeah, he putting them boys in a bag, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like, I'm not expecting to see him lose anytime soon. It's like I've been saying for a while, and I saw somebody in chat also say it as well. Like, he's not, you know, only Akamura, I imagine, is going to be the one to stop him.
Yeah.
I just don't see any other way, especially the way he's been set up.
Yeah, it gives it some like an actual like someone to be contentious with, like on I mean, I guess you could look at an ideology, like the ideology, but you know we also want like when we don't want like Soga to hit the scene in the war and then it's just a complete wipe. Like we want to see him kind of like get pushed a little bit, you know, or at least I would like to see him have like a contention there.
Something that I really appreciate about this arc so far is that, like, you know, leading up to this, you know, we all knew in the, you know, back of our mind that we had to get a Seitei War flashback. Not in the same way that, like, you know, we're hoping to see like a Heian era flashback. That was more like, please, Gege, you know, please do it because like it'd be cool or whatever. But like with this, it was such an integral part of the story that they kept like referring back to as like it wouldn't make sense for us not to get it. But I don't think anyone expected it to be delivered in this way. Like not only was it, you know, the start of part 2, but when you think of, you know, flashback arc, you usually think of something like, I feel like most people jump straight to, you know, hidden inventory in JJK, and it was like, okay, that was 7 or 8 chapters. Or you think about any of the, you know, various One Piece backstories where it's like, okay, you know, Nico Robin got like a 9-chapter flashback or whatever. Most backstories are like a volume because these mangaka don't be having the balls to like take you away from their main character for, you know, X amount of time. But like we're already over 7 chapters here, I think, and it's you know, after like 5 chapters, I was like, this isn't gonna wrap up in a volume. Like we're probably looking at like 20 or 30 chapters of this flashback.
Yeah,
because there's so much that still has to happen. Like we haven't seen Kunishige.
We're not even at the war yet.
Yeah, we're not at the war. This is just the talks, like peace treaty. The peace talks fell apart. We're getting our shit mopped. We go back home, tell everybody we got our shit mopped, and then like get our shit together, make these swords, and then go back out to war, and then all, you know, whatever else happens after that. So it's like this is like a 20 to 30 chapter arc, and I think we're on like 8 or 9 already. So I was not prepared for this. I don't think anyone was, and like it's not normal to see a crazy, you know, flashback like this. Like Harrison Ride in the chat said this is easily 40 chapters. It's like, yeah, this could last the whole fucking year. Nobody would be mad either, because like, bro, when this dude came out, this Ryu guy, man, like unlimited aura, bro. The way he pulled up, decapitated like 8 dudes and told the other guy to sit down, wait. He talked him through it, like, come on, baby, you can sit down. I only need one of you to be alive.
Sit down, little daddy.
He broke the scale, dog. Like it's been a while since you've seen aura like this.
I mean, Ibiki Masaka, you know, like that's aura on a crazy level I've seen already. So, you know, I mean, I've seen it personally, but you know, I get what you're saying.
We ain't seen Mikaboshi get fat, but I guess he ain't lived long enough.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, and plus we don't know what kind of food they eat. And they eating bugs and shit down there, so I don't know. What I wanted to say, I was looking for something. Dice, you want to call out a few things from the chat? My bad. I'm looking for something real quick.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I see chat popping off. Zoni fucked up and clicked yes when he meant to click no for Aries.
Zoni thinks
um,
Aryu's dead.
Mikey Ruha is shouting out the OST from the fan OST of Sword Saint. I don't know if you guys have heard it. It's pretty damn gas. Somebody made a fan OST of I'm not sure, yeah, like Sword Saint.
Oh yeah, I know the
I think that's what it's
thumbnail, the one with the sword
Ooh, it's
floating in
so
him. Yeah,
good.
I know it.
It's so good. Maybe we can check it out at some point before we get off stream. It is so good. That dude deserves like all the glaze, honestly, because it is a mix of like very ominous, but at the same time it's very like traditionally sound. It's so good, man. I've heard it a couple of times, and it's not the only one. That's really the only one I've heard, but he's done or they've done like a whole bunch. But the one that seems to be popping off is the Sword Saints, and it's so good. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
pretty
shout out,
gas.
shout out to them. Maybe we can check it out
And
before we get off stream.
getting back to the like talking about the length of this arc. Now, I was pretty like of a firm believer that this flashback arc was going to be, originally I said 15 to 20 chapters, but then by like the fourth chapter I kind of pushed that back to like 2025, and like now I'm set at like 25 to 30. I'm not going to go any higher than that, but I'm not going to be mad if it goes longer than that. I mean, I think chapter 120 is probably going to be the end of the volume of this this volume set. So 121 would, and plus that's kind of a big cliffhanger, Ryu getting hit with that big chunk of iron. So now we're already, say, theoretically we're on the second volume set of the flashback. So, I could see it going, this volume and one more after, which that could be 20 more chapters. Hokuzono doesn't really keep himself to like a certain chapter count. Some of the volumes have 8, some of them have 9, like volume 2 had 10. Let's see. Hey Cherry Ball says, I know I'm getting ahead of the story here, but I hope one of the Seitei War volumes has all 6 bears on the cover. That would be gas.
Be fire.
We see it, and of course, Ibiki front and center. Thin. Look all
nah, man.
thin.
Get that bum out of here, man.
Let me stop. My bad, Yato.
Another thing is just like the fact that we have title like parts, like the Hiroshima Talks Part 4, and it's like we know the Seitei War doesn't conclude with Hiroshima, so it's like this Part 4 or whatever, it can go up to Part 5 or Part 6 before it ends, and then it's like we got to have a little breather while they lick their wounds and talk about what they're going to do, and then we actually go into the war, and that could be like the Seitei War Part 1 through 10 or whatever. So yeah, we're looking at a chunky amount of meat here for this flashback.
Chunky amount of meat, huh? Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm no, but yeah,
I'm here for it, man.
Yeah, because like the war effort is going to be a lot more. I mean, it's the beginning talks. Now we saw that they've broken down in the first 2 minutes. Then it's going to be coming. It's going to come about like, all right, here Shiba is giving his testimony, and he's going to tell them like, oh yeah, we threw a whole warship at this guy. Our sorcery doesn't work on him. He looks like a wet Eren Yeager, by the way. We are in trouble because they got some Datanseki Dura, like the king, the Mikaboshi king, like his little homies that were attacking the guys on Hiroshima. I call them the Datanseki Durag Force. And the Datanseki Durag Force, like, Mashiro did kill one of them, but if there's a good bit of them, Mashiro is not going to be able to constantly be able to get rid of them, because he beat his opponent kind of by tricking him. But so it's like, how do we prepare for that? And then that's when we get more, I guess, into the Enchanted Blade things. I don't know, Dice, what do you think like happens in that scenario, like after Hiroshima?
Yeah, Yato talked about like a breather. Man, I'm not so sure. I wouldn't be surprised if this arc is kind of like what we saw with Assault on Kamunabi HQ, where
All
it's just
gas.
cranking up, yeah, all the way through, just all gas, no brakes. Just it only gets crazier and crazier and crazier. That's kind of what I'm expecting for this arc. I feel like the only moment like that would be like us cutting back to Shiba and seeing how the people that are, you know, listening to his testimony or whatever, like reacting, and from there it's just straight to the war. Um, and so like yeah, I'm looking forward to see how it is exactly that the war starts after this, because obviously we know that we were told that Shikoku just pulled up on the shore and just kind of like started attacking. That's obviously not what happened, but not that far away from the truth in terms of how they took advantage of, of diplomacy to launch a surprise attack. And so now I'm looking forward to see how we transition to that, to them actually pulling up to to Japan. And yeah, I just think it's all going to be, up, up, up and up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy to see like how they prepare for the war without the enchanted blades, like in their ranks. Like, what are they? How can they possibly combat these people? Because I do think that there's other strong people like Japan has. Like, it's not just these four. Like, I'm a big proprietor of like everyone that's on Hiroshima has kind of had some tie to the Soga clan. With the two Soga, Shiba being the Soga clan guardian and Mashiro being his like right hand man. So I do think that there's other strong sorcerers like Azami and things like that. But how are they going to divide their forces? What's going to be their plans? So it's going to be interesting to see that preparation.
I feel like it's gonna come down to like kind of like stall tactics. Like we're just defending, our places from these, insane invaders up until the point where like these Dachinseki weapons start getting crafted, and it's like, come on, you gotta crank out another one, man. Like the longer you take to make one of these blades, the more of our like citizens are getting wiped off the map. Like you gotta hurry up. And Kurashige is just like in the lab sweating, and he's skinny as shit. They're like fucking. They got an IV stuck in his arm, giving him fluid so he can keep working and shit, and pumping 5-hour energies into him and shit.
Let's keep it a stack too. At some point, coming up soon, not right now, but he needs some time to crack Chiaki and put a baby in her.
The downtime, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
So my man's, he needs his energy for that.
Yeah, because
later on, Miles, I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
My thought is that.
Go ahead, Yato.
Sorry, yeah. My thought is that like she gets clapped, and that's what causes Soga to just lose his shit. But like she has to, they have to make it do what it do, and she's got to give birth first, because like Kunishige can't, birth to Chihiro. So it's like there's gotta be a.
Maybe that's his sorcery.
Dachinseki doing some crazy shit, but like there's gotta be at least a 9-month point between like now and the end of this war. And I imagine, it's like Aryu or whatever, pulls up at the hospital like, beautiful kid, but like you're a fucking Soga and I gotta wipe you off the face of this planet or whatever. And maybe, Soga pulls up at the last moment to stop the kid from being killed or something. But like mom is out of there because she's nowhere to be found in the current, timeline. And like something led him to going the fuck off and wiping out 200,000 people, besides just they suck and they attacked us. Like you don't just do that.
And he doesn't seem to have like that disposition, or it doesn't come off that way, at least like as we've met him in the flashback already. He just seems more like he wants to protect his sister, like her awakening, the prophecy ability kind of motivated him to train and get strong in 2 years, or at least that's the, I think, agreed upon headcanon. And it does seemingly have to be something that someone has to take something away from him to like really make him just rationalize, you know, painting an entire clan of people with a one brush. You know, I mean, we talk about it a lot. That's that kind of whole argument, like, you know, what Soga did was right or wrong. But I mean, the truth is, he attacked after the treaty. You know, that's like the bottom denominator of what he did. Yeah. But looking at chat here, Harrison Rise says Kiora will be the MVP. He is going to trap Mikaboshi forces one by one inside the storehouse where they get jumped by Japanese sorcerers. Well, they might. Anybody with spirit energy can fight off registration. That's the only problem with Kiora's storehouse. If you can fight off registration with anyone with spirit energy is able to do, then, you know, he's just an old man, and he doesn't have Iso either. But if there's a way that, like, you know, something with like the Mikaboshi and the Datanseki is different, like because they're using the stone, and maybe he can register the stone because it's a you know, it's a material, you know, maybe that's
or maybe he like catches them off guard or something like that.
Like, hey, come into my storehouse, I got, you know, do-rags in here for you.
It is going to be interesting to see if guys like Kiora are going to pull up to the war effort. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. But yeah, in regards to like Soga and what you guys were talking about, Tiberius, you and me have talked about this a good bit. I right now, like, I'm of the mind that after the treaty, there were still some like rogue Mikaboshi that still wanted to like inflict damage. And right now, like like I said, I'm of the mind that they pulled up after the treaty and wiped out the Soga clan, including Chiaki. And so that's pretty much where Akamura made the call of like, oh yeah, like there's no treaty with you guys. You guys have to be completely annihilated.
Yeah.
And that's when he does what he does. That's the way I'm kind of like seeing things playing out right now. And the way Akamura says he, you know, what he got was a lesson, not a curse.
You know what I was thinking? My bad.
Go ahead.
How does, you know, everyone thinks Hishaku is going to have like some role to play in this flashback. You know, what if like he has a reason to kind of initiate the conflict after the treaty signed by telling or basically giving insider information to the Mikaboshi, like, yo, if you take out the Soga clan princess, you know, like that'll settle it. You know, like he's basically telling them where they're at, you know, and that's kind of how he has some kind of play into the war. You know, we just don't know what's up with him. You have any theories on Hishaku? You know, the fedora wearing D-bag, Yato?
No, nothing for real, man. I'm just kind of waiting to see what he does. I haven't really thought too much about him outside of like the times when he's present, and I'm like thinking that he'll get a little more money, but he never really does anything. But yeah, I could see, you know, him being a worm, maybe, you know, because to go along with my like, you know, what's her name, Chihiro mom dying thing is like, it could happen so many ways. Like, yeah, maybe she won't die, but maybe, you know, maybe they send an assassin to like her hospital bed. And remember, like when Nakamura like met Chihiro like before the time skip or whatever, didn't he like he put his sword like under his arm and was like, last time I seen you, you was like this, and he was like the size of a hamburger. Yeah, it's like,
yeah, he's like the fun uncle, the funkle.
Yeah, it's like, when would he, you know, Chihiro obviously did, you know, remember that. So it's like, when would he have been able to see that? It's like if he delivered the baby, you know, like if he walked in the room and she was like choking on her own blood, or like Mikaboshi, they can manipulate the air.
Oh my God, Yato.
Hey man, I'm just thinking, you know, it's toxic. Like they could make the air toxic or breathable. So what if like they sent like a poison cloud in there? She's choking and he, you know, she's giving birth while dying, and he's like, you know, I can at least save the baby type shit. And like, what's the little dude's name? Kazane, little baby Yoda ass dude.
Oh,
Ichiki.
Ichi, that's the white haired guy, right?
Yeah, Kaminabi Yoda.
Yeah.
They had
Yeah, there was a point where I'm pretty sure he said that like Kunishige and Akamura were like tight, and it's like nothing so far in the flashback, you know,
gives that off.
To that.
Yeah,
and it's like most guys would be like, you know, why you banging my sister? But like clearly they get kind of broy until Akamura snaps, and then Kunishige is like, nah, what we did was fucked up. So it's like we gotta see them kind of like get cool,
Bro
the
bond.
baby, yeah, and then like the baby be born or whatever. Like there's stuff that is just missing here.
Yeah.
And maybe Hat Bro was like, yeah, you can find, you got a grudge against like the Soga clan, like the Soga priestess. She told them that you guys was coming. She knew you can find her in room 313. Go fuck her up. And it's like, thanks, bro. They just go, blow the whole hospital up like the fucking Joker did, fucking Batman movie. It's like,
See, I did put out a video on my channel, but like a little cheesing out my own video here promoting it. But like I think that there is a possibility that with Hiroto Soga and Yoshinojo Soga dying on Irishima, maybe they are a part of like Chiaki's royal guard. And even if they're not, they are two of the strongest Soga members. So them, being removed from Earth, that basically makes the Soga remove the restriction of, there's a age restriction for someone to become the princess's guard. And that's what makes him remove that. And then Akamura basically becomes her head guard.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah. And then once he's the head guard, like he's going to be stuck to her like glue. So once the war starts, the 5 blades are out there. That's when Kunishige and Chiaki start, they're together a little bit more. And since Akamura is going to be her head guard, it makes sense that he would be there too. And then they kind of all like bond like that, and that's how they get close. And it just there's a lot of question marks in the series as opposed to how they get so tight. Is that kind of is Ichiki a reliable source of information on that? You know what I mean? Like, how do we know how tight? I mean, I'm not saying he wasn't tight, because he, you are right. He does say he was Kunishige's right-hand man.
Yeah.
So
it's like,
how do you know that?
Yeah. Yeah, like he could be lying, or like, yeah, he could just be, saying that shit to like
agenda. It's the Soga clan, it's like their right-hand man. They're trying to lump Kunishige in. Like, we don't know how deep this political theme is going to play into Bachi, because it seems like it goes super, super political at any point, or it could just be like, a subset of the series.
Yeah, it can go a lot of ways, man. And just like, there's got to be, just away from the combat, like there's got to be a moment where we breathe. And maybe like you said, Akamura does become the bodyguard, and it's like everybody is she's wanting to see Kunishige, and everybody's telling her no, but maybe her brother's like, but don't let him, don't let me catch y'all kissing type shit. But like obviously they do more, but like maybe her brother would be more willing to listen to her and like kind of let her skirt off on her priestly responsibilities. Everybody else is like, you got a duty to uphold, you have a status. A princess can't be seen with a commoner. But her brother's like, no, I get it, like we rode around in the dirt like together, we cool, I know he's from the hood or whatever, go fuck with him. But
like no one in the Soga clan. No, I feel that. Like, there is the thing with like there being a downtime. Like, I don't think that Akamura goes, like, I don't think he would go out to the battlefield, mostly because we see what those like the Datan Seki Durag forces can do. And if they are pulling up with like all of them in tow with like Datan Seki like that, Akamura, they say he's like as strong as the captain, even though he's young. So let's just say, for instance, like the scenario of Hiroto, is the captain of like the royal guard, and say Akamura is on par with him. Hiroto's still gonna die on this island, so him staying by, and we know that the Princess Soga Chiaki is like super important to the world, not just like the sorcery world, but Japan as a whole, because like she represents the agreement for sorcerers not to involve, regular citizens in sorcerer affairs. So they're gonna want to make sure that they protect her, because she also predicts like earthquakes and shit. So she's like the most important thing to protect. So it makes sense for them to keep their like one strong ass fighter, back at base too.
Hold on.
But
So
I do look for that downtime.
I am about to die. I was trying to hold it until Dice come back, but I really got to use the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
No, you're good. I'm back, brother. Go
okay,
ahead.
cool.
Good, brother.
I ain't want to leave up
Yeah,
myself,
good,
but yeah, we're right back.
All right, man. No, it's all good.
Hey, Dice. What's up, buddy?
What's good, man?
Nothing.
So what were you guys talking about?
Talking about you.
No, that's not true.
No. No, we were just talking about like the downtime and how important it is to protect like Chiaki. So it makes sense for like Akamura to not go out to the battlefield, especially because if Hiroto's getting cooked on Hiroshima, there's a chance, Akamura could get cooked in the battlefield, just a regular war without an EB.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't really thought of that. I had, we've talked about like Akamura fighting alongside the Enchanted Blade wielders before he gets the Magatsumi, but you bring up a really good point in him actually being protecting Chiaki.
Yeah,
that's a very good point.
It's all kind of pointing at. But now to your to what your theory was of him fighting with the Enchanted Blade wielders, I do think because they're gathering like the strongest swordsmen in Japan, that's where we're gonna see. That's what later on. Oh my bad, I misread.
Smooch.
See you later, Smooch. Boy, I like combined your message and his message together. I was about to have an aneurysm. But be cool, brother. Appreciate you stopping by.
Back as well.
I do think since they're gathering all the strong swordsmen, we will see Itsuo Shirikai like beat the Masaka brothers and all that. We will see. We might get like a little where all the master swordsmen kind of have a sparring session. And maybe we will see Akamura kind of go crazy against them, even though that they are like the future Enchanted Blade wielders. Like he's like keeping up with them, maybe beating them.
Something, since you mentioned sparring sessions, something that I want to know is like, what type of training did the Mikaboshi guys like do for all these, thousands of years or whatever and like, why didn't they ever think to make swords? Because like they've been clearly training and harbor this hatred forever, and then they pull up and like nobody even knows they exist. Like right before they met these guys, there's the researchers and the historians are like, once upon a time the Soga clan banished a clan called the Mikaboshi, and it's like, oh shit, I never even heard of these guys. So it's like the Mikaboshi pull up and like Soga probably has never even heard of them because they're ancient history. Like why would he need to know that his family dunked on some losers 1,000 years ago? So it's like,
damn,
they have had nothing but time to train and prepare for this war, and then the second their rock gets passed over to some other guys with blacksmithing tools, they make a sword and just cut them all down. It's like, I get that they use insane powers with these swords, but like, bro, y'all have had this rock.
They smooth brain their way to a W.
Yeah, it's like, bro, y'all had this rock for 1,000 years and you let us dust you with it? Like, what do you give it to us and we make ray guns and cook your whole island, your whole civilization?
You look like you got a whole like submarine spaceship looking thing. But like, why isn't that thing shooting lasers?
Yeah, it's like, bro, y'all got a ray gun. Why are you hanging up shirts on your ray gun, bro? Like, use this thing.
That's funny.
And this isn't really like this isn't the fun answer, and maybe I'm deep in it too much, but I think what we see is also like the difference in how they view the stone.
True.
Japan, they just used the stone to fight a war, and it was nothing more than a resource for nukes, right? For these weapons of mass destruction. Whereas the Mikaboshi, that was what saved their whole bloodline, the whole peoples.
It's a god to them.
Yeah, like Ariu says, it's literally a god that they revere. And until now, all they like all they needed was to like stay safe with it, right? They only pull up because Datsenseki started sprouting on Hiroshima, and they found out that Japan was going to have access to it. So for them, I think just the approach in terms of how they view Datsenseki and how they go about wielding it, and just the connection between them and Datsenseki compared to the guys on our side is just entirely different. And I think it's really cool that you see it like expressed in how they wield it as well.
Yo, that's a good point. You know, because it would, if we notice, like they keep the Datsenseki as just like what it is. It's just a Datsenseki stone like that's embroidered into their clothes. You know, it's not like they're manufacturing it for weapons. Now, to your theory, which I do think that's a pretty like solid theory on your part. But if that is true, that would mean that they did not create Flamebone unless there was like, you know, at some point in time throughout the 1,000 years, they decided that it would be handy to make one weapon. You know what I mean? Maybe something like that could be the case. You know, but that is a good point about their religious beliefs and just you know, like as a deity, like their god, their savior, they wouldn't want to actually craft anything with it. Cool.
Do you think Flamebone is created by Mikaboshi?
That's
like it's something that they made.
Dice, I'll let you take
we've
that.
entertained it. No, we've entertained it with, you know, with the whole like insect reveal. You know, that was before we knew what the Mikaboshi even were, what the, you know, and like the recent lore that we've gotten. But it's something that we've entertained mainly because it is the only thing stated to be like on Enchanted Blade level.
Yeah.
So I think there definitely is something there, especially considering that obviously, you know, Datsenseki, Enchanted Blades, how else would something be on that level if it isn't for Datsenseki? But it is never explicitly said that Flamebone is made with Datsenseki. At this point, I really wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't, but originally I was a big believer of that being the case. But, you know, we're about to... Tiberius, you know, with our Redux series that we do where we're going back and covering previous volumes, we're about to get into volume 3 when we go over, you know, the Rakuzaichi arc and Hiyuki. And it's going to be fun looking at that because I think there are some interesting tidbits in regards to Flamebone that might completely change at least my perspective on it. It is just something completely different compared to anything we've seen. And so at this point, I really don't know what to believe. But it had to have come from somewhere, right? So
yeah, I mean,
and it seemingly wasn't around during the war because there was no mention of it. You know, the Enchanted Blades were what was used to win the war. So did this come after? Was it
only,
you know,
the only person I could see possibly crafting it would be Subaru, but even that, I mean,
Flamebone isn't a blade, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's not considered an actual sword. That's true.
My thoughts is that it's kind of like Susanoo from like Naruto or whatever.
Yeah,
she's like using.
That's what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah, because when Hiyuki uses it, and it's like they give her approval of using, you know, up to a rib or whatever, and then I think she says, you know, another like body part. And like part of me wants to say like maybe it's also a part of this, like, you know, when the Mikaboshi first showed up and, you know, this big ass like seashell whistle thing behind them. It's like maybe it's, you know, part of that entity or something. Like maybe, I don't know, like I feel like towards the end of this conflict before Akamura, you know, completely wipes them out, like they have to have like a trump card, and maybe it's like, you know, fuck it, we're gonna drop, you know, our deity thing on you, and it's like a big, you know, body, and like I don't know how we get from point A to point B, but maybe it's the type of thing where it's like, again, you know, going back to Naruto, maybe it's like a tail beast, and it's like, okay, we beat them, but like this monster is like raging and it will like kill us. We gotta like seal it within someone to like contain it, and maybe that's where she, you know, came in like, oh yeah, you're the next person, the next strongest person in line who isn't like an enchanted blade user, so like we'll pop it in you and you'll just do that and be our, you know, our dog or whatever with this fucking deity inside you.
Dude, you really deep in that, bro. You really was thinking about that theory. My man had a seal in place and tail beast. I see you.
Yeah, I mean he kind of cooking, because one thing that is often overlooked with Flame Bone is that Hiyuki, if I'm not mistaken, she actually calls upon this potential deity to draw its
Rikuo.
abilities. Rikuo, exactly. And that is just like never addressed, you know? And Rikuo is like, it's different from Flamebone, which I believe is Enkotsu. So yeah, there's
And
definitely more there, you know?
if I remember
Yeah.
correctly, Rikuo means like land king or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The only thing
think
I
it is
fear,
some Susanoo type shit.
yeah, the only thing is like I just don't want it to become a thing where like 100 chapters later we're like suddenly fighting with giant like astral beings or whatever. I hope
Oh
it
no,
stays.
I want them
kinda
throwing
same.
universes at each other.
That'd be nuts, man. It's just like, you know, like I
Gurren
don't want to
Lagann.
see. Yeah, I don't want to see that. Like, it'd be cool if there's like a deity, but like you could only use like a piece of it or something. But like, I don't want to see like this story become, you know, Godzilla battles. I like
feel that.
how I like how it's grounded and we got like people with absurd abilities, but like I don't want to see mechs. Basically.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I feel
Yeah,
that.
having a ceiling definitely is important for power systems. I think, like, especially in this realm of like, you know, like we see sorcery being what it is, compared to like how like abilities like in Black Clover, for instance, where they're wielding like light and all, you know, all kind of crazy shit.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I guess we can kind of wrap up a little bit. I do want to kind of circle back and talk about how far do we think 121 is gonna go. Oh, I remember what I wanted to say. I remember the old theory, Dice, of like I said that there was going to be a general for the Shikoku. The islanders from Shikoku have a Datanseki grill general wielding the fucking
I'm waiting
flame
for that,
bone.
man.
Ooh.
I'm still waiting for that for
Motherfucker
sure.
just shining with a grill of Datanseki.
Oh my god! Like,
Whipping out the
like
flame
Gyro
bone. Yeah, and then
fucking
yeah, like
steel
Gyro.
ball. Oh my god!
Shit would be so tough.
And it says bug life.
Oh hell no! Oh my god!
Oh, and Hey Cherry Ball does bring up a good point, Yato, in regards to like your worry about this kind of going scaling, you know, crazy. It is true that Hokazono has talked about like him wanting this to be like a very human conflict.
Right, cool. Perfect.
So yeah, I wouldn't be too worried. And I agree. Like I hope he keeps it fairly grounded.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Exactly.
Ty. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. Go ahead, y'all do your thing.
Oh yeah, just I was gonna say, yeah, I just hope it doesn't like get too, you know, crazy. And just before I forget, one other thing with like these guys pulling up, like before Ryu, you know, started cutting up, like my thought was that the old man was like a puppet man. I keep going back to Naruto. I swear I don't want to, but
Bro, you're a Naruto head.
Bro, I promise it wasn't the point, like the goal or intention, whatever.
He does love Naruto, to be fair. His biggest inspiration,
Yeah,
Hokazono.
Yeah. So like my thought was that this old man was basically Konkoro, and like the Durag Force was like his puppets, and he was just kind of like flinging them out, and just that's why he was sitting in the back and not like fighting himself. But like, I don't know.
Yeah, you know, I have this like weird suspicion that like when he says I came to bear witness, almost kind of like what's about to happen here is like a passing of the torch where, you know, he's gonna basically, maybe he surrenders his life and that's how Ryu kind of like comes back in a sense. Like Ryu becomes king during this skirmish on Hiroshima or something like that. I mean, it's just me kind of hanging on one like statement, one panel. But I just like, it gave me like a gut feeling that when he said that, there's like weight to it. But like going back to chapter 121, because we kind of like was jumping all over the place. How far do you think we get here? Do you think like this is gonna be the chapter that ends the skirmish on Hiroshima and we're done with Hiroshima in 121? Or do you think there's still a little bit more fight left? You know, and like you think it'll pour over into 122?
Man, as much as I've really been enjoying what we're seeing on Hiroshima, I said Hiroshima.
Hiroshima,
Jesus Christ.
jeez.
You wild.
Yeah, you're not too far off.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, I say let's get this moving. I just want to see Aryu just lock in, wipe the floor with these guys, prove why he's him, and let's get this war started. You know, I mean, even though to me, like, and I know what people mean when they say that we still haven't really gotten to the war yet, but like, this very clearly is the beginning of the war. It is like the inciting incident. It is what triggers the, you know, the wider scale of the war. But I just want to get to it. You know, I like we've talked about, Ty, kind of like preparing for the war effort. Everybody kind of gathering their, you know, their troops, the forces, seeing how that looks like. I really want to get this thing moving, and I also want to see like how the Shiba testimony goes. How do the people listening, you know, the counter sorcery higher ups or whatever we want to call them, how do they react to Shiba's testimony?
Yeah,
you know, Kunishige forging. There's so much stuff that I just can't wait to get to. And Hiroshima''s already done like a lot, way more than I expected in terms of the lore and context and the backdrop for the war. So now I'm just ready to dive into it.
Bro, Hiroto has been getting some insane ass glaze. Like, one, we know how the Soga clan is viewed in sorcery is like, you know, they are number one, right? Appreciate you stopping by, Lulu. And Farron,
thanks, Lulu.
Chill out, bruh. Man's called me
Of course it's Farron.
Yeah, always. But because he's getting glazed so much and because he's gonna get cooked, like seeing the reaction from the sorcery world, the people, the sorcery borough, the people in charge, reacting to the news of holy shit, Hiroto Soga got cooked, and Yoshinoja Sojo got cooked, and Shiba's teleporting back with his tail between his legs, with, you know, shitting himself and crying and looking, you know, didn't do much. He didn't do much damage, but all that.
I see you, man. You're not slim.
Yo, you know what's funny? Shiba's testimony is gonna be like, yeah, man, I beat up like 30 of them. I ripped his arm off. I was going crazy. And then like the pinnacle of sorcery is just like word of mouth bullshit.
Bruh, I was thinking that too. Like, what if the whole reason like he's got this whole like pinnacle of sorcery like title is because like he just survived.
He's a LARPer. He's a LARPer.
Yeah. Everyone went there and died, but Shiba. So like he's got to be tight.
The strongest LARPer of today. Love it. Love it. All right, this is kind of
Shiba slander real quick.
There's nothing wrong with being in. Oh, okay, D the man.
And
hey, hold up, bro.
And it's D the man.
What's up, buddy?
He's got like 20 chapters to show us something, you know, before we pack him up for good.
Yeah, like Farron said, I think Hiroto Soga is clearly meant to be the LeBron of sorcery. When Shiba comes back and is like, bro, it's over. They're juicing. Yeah. You know. That's how it is. Yeah.
Whatever happens, like for this conclusion, you know, I'm guessing that next chapter will probably be the conclusion of the Hiroshima talk. So like, whatever happens after this, these guys are gonna get like smushed into the pavement or something, because like the way the, you know, testimony tapes are looking, it's like he looks like he saw like the devil himself. Like this ain't just like, damn, all my guys got killed. This is like, it's hard for me to talk. You know, they got the fucking. Yeah. He's in the room with the one, you know, light swinging from the ceiling, and the, you know, the interrogation room and shit. They're like, all right, so, you know, just take it from the top. Tell us what you remember. You know, take your time. It's
okay.
Hard
it's
for
okay.
Him to talk. Yeah, and he's like breaking down. It's like whatever he saw was truly traumatizing. Not any regular like, yeah, we saw dudes get murdered, or he kept this cool when the boat blew up and he, you know, warped everybody out of there. Like he's kept this cool throughout, you know, every single moment that we've seen him in the story, you know, so far with the flashback and in the current timeline.
He was shitting himself low key when Akamura Soga popped out on Yura's body. He was kind of shaking the turd out of his pocket sitting on that bench. Like that motherfucker decided to sit down. True.
Like he wasn't even that broken, you know, when Kunishige died. Like this is Shiba unlike we've ever seen him.
See, I think the Shiba apology form most likely is probably going to be signed, if I had to guess, when we get like the reveal of what Shiba struggled with after the war. You know, because we know what like Kunishige struggled with. We didn't really get to see it. That doesn't, you know, that still might come. But I do think we'll get like some story on Shiba. And like when we see like what he kind of struggled with after the fact of like Kunishige's death, especially, I can imagine me signing the Shiba apology form then. But you know, only time will tell. Good luck. It's gonna be hard.
Sheba's really got to show us something, man. Like they've been glazing him for a long time, and like I've been ever since this like flashback started. Like once I saw Habara, I was just like, yeah, we know this dude's gonna die. So like my thought was that Shiba's gonna teleport him, because you know when he brought Kunishige and not Habara to like the base, I think they had like swords drawn on him, and it was like, whoa, watch it, you know, be careful, man. And my thought was that like he's gonna teleport him somewhere, and that he's just gonna catch a blow, like he's gonna land into a sword and just murder someone, and maybe that'll be like trauma. Like, hey, let's go to Burger King, and Burger King is just exploding the moment they appear or whatever.
What we don't know is Shiba's got a homie. Shiba's got like a twin brother that has a crazy ass sorcery that just stays at home all day because he can't leave the house for a restriction or whatever. And Shiba just teleports his opponents to him, and his brother beats him up, and then he brings him back, so he looks like he did it.
Bruh.
That's the new
Shiba is something, man. Like,
I mean, he's a utility,
dropping people,
but like he's living off the statement of pinnacle of sorcery. And I'm not saying he's a bad character. I'm just saying he's bad.
What are we doing, guys?
No, but like I'm just saying, like I my hate originated with like him getting kind of like overglazed over one statement. You know, when like sorcery can be many things. It does, like Azami stated as like the executioner, the strongest fighter, like, you know what I mean? That's like a specific title that tells you what the fuck he's about. And then we saw
I don't even think his power is like straight teleportation. I think whatever he's doing, he's teleporting with it, but I think it's more like a downloading type thing. Like he's like when he does it, you can see like, you know, his body kind of like
digitalized kind of.
Yeah, it's like he's uploading himself to a place, and like when he was torturing, you know, Bomb Dude or whatever, he like removed
stepped
like
on his foot.
Sliver. Yeah, like just a piece of his foot came out though. Like it was like his toe knuckle was like bleeding or something. It wasn't like his whole foot wasn't.
That was for the
cooked.
plot.
It was just like. Yeah, but it was like a sliver. So it's like, is he removing things? Like, can he just like remove like a stick of gum sliced, you know, cut from someone's throat with his power and just be like, oh, you're dead? Like, what exactly is he doing? Is like a big question.
Like, is he like manipulating on a molecular level? And there's like, you know, kind of a whiplash effect of like when he like undoes his sorcery or something. It can be many things. But I mean, until we see it, fuck it, we ball with the agenda. Now, I did see someone bring up that they think, I think it was Lulu before they had the dip. They said that they think that Shiba's going to have a serious conversation with Kunishige this chapter, which is that's a good you know, place to start. If y'all think that, do you think that Kunishige is going to come back in the story of this chapter?
Maybe at the end. Like if the next chapter opens with dude being like, yeah, all of you are dead, and like I'll allow you to live so that you can be the one to tell the tale or whatever, like let them know that I'm coming in 2 weeks. And then Shiba just kind of like teleports the fuck out, and it's like, yeah, he pulls up on Kunishige like, bro, you got to get to working on these fucking swords right now.
Yeah, they left them, they scarred my back with like some numbers and shit, like Jiraiya.
Bruh.
What do you think, Dice?
Yeah, I think I like Yato. I think if anything, we see Kunishige towards the end of the chapter. I don't think we'll like switch over to Kunishige until we're like about to spend a good amount of time with him. Likely when we start getting into like the forging of the enchanted blades. So yeah, I expect to like shift over to Kunishige once we're out of this, and well into like the preparation for the war. You know, like. Shiba tells him like, oh, they're coming. You know?
They're serious. Yeah, they're serious, bro. Trust. Like, you know, Hiroto, Big Soga, Big Daddy Soga.
Yeah,
he got cooked. His head just clean off his shoulders.
Yeah,
body
Akamura's
bag.
like, Akamura's like, yeah, where's Hiroto? I need him to teach me that move. And he's like, yeah, you're gonna
About
have to
that.
go and find. You're gonna go have to go find the books and learn
Yeah.
that shit yourself, buddy.
Uncle Yoshinojo was gonna take me to my first strip club. Yeah, he ain't doing that either.
Yeah.
Get in the car, bro. I'll take you.
I do think that, a crazy theory, maybe not in 121, but I would say like we will see Kazin in 122, the leader, the Kabanabi leader. I think we might actually see him or Ichiki in 122, because I'm thinking the Hiroshima battle is gonna end this chapter. We are gonna cut back to the testimony. I don't know exactly if that means that we're going to see Shiba and Kunishige start talking, or if we're just going to kind of see it leave off, like right where that, a couple of chapters did where they showed him in his testimony. Because, I mean, it could, honestly, this Hokuzono could end this fight in like the first half of the chapter, and then the back end of the chapter is the testimony. It could happen fast.
Right after he comes out of that room too, he gives his testimony, and then he's like, all right, Shiba, you can go. And he walks out the door, and like Kunishige and Soga, Akamura and Chiaki could all be waiting, like, what the fuck happened? And he could tell them all right there, like, instead of having them watch the tape or whatever, he could just tell them, and that can be where the conversation goes. And then the next chapter we spend like making the blades and getting shit right. I can see it happening kind of like right after.
And that's a good point of like, when does Chiaki and Kunishige actually reunite? Dice, you got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a very good question. I have no.
Like, I mean, do you think it happens in the next couple of chapters, or do you think that's more of like we won't see it till like halfway through the war type of thing?
Oh yeah, okay. So I thought, when they were gonna get down to business.
Oh, you little freaky boy.
Yeah, no, reuniting. I think we could see that in like the next 3 chapters. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if like towards like the beginning of the war, like, I don't know, like say Kunishige's brought forward, to like the Soga clan, and they're talking about how like he's gonna build these swords, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point like Chiaki is like like she's just there when Kunishige is kind of like publicly stated to be the one that's gonna like make the weapons that they're gonna use in this war. And I wouldn't be surprised if they like lock eyes for a second or something like that. That's kind of what I'm expecting.
And it feels so good. That starts playing.
That's
now,
my baby up there.
I could see he's like, oh, he's gonna look at her. He's like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna put a baby in that soon. Like that. But I could see a situation where the Soga clan, being of esteem and like the number 1 clan, we know that the other clans
they want to wield the blades.
Well, no, we know the Soga clan. They bring other sorcerer clan heads to witness the prophecies, right? So what if they also have like the nicest forge? So like the sorcery bureau like basically begs them to allow Chihiro to like forge the sword there, because they have all like
Kunishige,
Kunishige. They have everything that he would need, and then they also, because they have a large compound, that's where all the swordsmen gather. It's easier to gather everyone there, because it's the
that works.
And then that's how Kunishige and Chiaki meet up. But yeah, I mean, I want to get y'all's opinion on the popularity poll that's about to drop this Sunday. We should be getting the popularity poll results. Now, I kind of came up with my prediction for the top 5. Y'all don't have to give it, but I have mine's like in order of who I think it's gonna be. Yato, I know I didn't kind of like give you a heads up on that. I kind of want to surprise you with it. Surprise.
No.
But
it's all good.
If you have any thoughts, I mean, I guess to start with, do you have any theories or like any predictions on who will be like number 1 in the popularity poll? What's up, flavored beef? My favorite type of beef.
Good beef.
So popularity poll, I mean, with it being something that's like happening like right now, I feel like it's probably too soon. I don't think newer characters usually make it into popularity polls
Yeah.
very well.
Nah.
So
This
like
this started like weeks ago, so it'd be I would
yeah.
say no one in part 2 would be included.
Yeah, so like this flashback, Ryu or whatever, and all these Mikaboshi guys wouldn't be there. So I'm thinking first place would probably be, if not Chihiro, then Samura or fuck, what's his name? Little fucking
She,
Mahito bro.
Sojo
Oh, Hirohiko?
or
No,
Hirohiko.
Hirohiko, yeah,
Hirohiko, I'm
yeah,
tripping.
Hirohiko. Between those three, and maybe Char, not number one, but I can see Char being up there because,
Sliding
like,
in there.
yeah, people like the cute kid character. She was like, for me, like when she got introduced, that was when I was like, okay, I'm starting to see a little more heart to this story besides like the
the goat.
edginess or whatever. Yeah, man.
Charles the goat, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
like,
I'm thinking Samura mostly.
and if you like pay attention, like a lot of like the first popularity polls in Shonen Jump series, they kind of have like a formula of certain characters are always within top 5, like depending on their role. Like the deuteragonist, the protagonist, the cute character, though they're always in the top 5. So I could see that.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah,
this one's kind of a
Hikari.
little bit later than a lot of the other ones. But what were we about to say, bro? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was saying yeah, like Hakuri could make it too. There's a lot of like good characters. Like that's the story has a lot of potential, top fivers.
Yeah.
I think anybody with an enchanted blade is more likely to make it in there if they've been shown on screen doing something. Sojo, bro. Sojo was the fucking bro. He appeared, he dropped nuts on the table and he left.
And
So,
then and then he died.
yeah.
That's the right way to
His
say
nuts
it.
got cut off. Dice, who you think is number 1?
I think it's gonna be Chihiro. I'm kind of like between Chihiro or Hakuri, but I think those are gonna be the 1 and 2.
Okay, so I have. I'm just gonna run down my list real quick, but I do have like a challenge, if you will, for chat, which I'll get to later. But I got it as Samura number 1, Hakuri number 2. Believe it or not, kind of a shocker, right? Shiba number 3, Chihiro
Nah.
4, and then Sojo. Because remember, Japan's a lot different. They view characters different. Hakuri's got a huge fan base over there. They love Hakuri.
I love him. I fuck with the kid.
Yeah. Yeah, my list isn't all that different, just a slightly different order. Like I said, Chihiro 1, Hakuri 2. Potentially you could swap those. At 3, I got Samura. At 4, I got Shiba. And 5 is a bit trickier for me. Maybe Azami. I don't know how Yura is seen over there. I see people in chat. D the Man talked about potentially, or that apparently Shiba, Natsuki, and Soya. Oh God, Soya are really popular in Japan. So 5 is a bit more up in the air for me, but I do think that those 4 I think are a lock. Chihiro, Hakuri, Samura, and Shiba.
And by the way, like main characters in the popularity polls, like this one's done pretty late. A lot of them happened a little earlier, if I'm not mistaken. So like, even you don't see like a lot of the main characters getting first place in popularity polls. I mean, like One Piece, Luffy does, but look at, and then like when it comes to villains, like Sukuna and JJK, he only placed in the top 5 one time, and that was the very first popularity poll out of like 4 of them. And that's crazy because he's like an imposing force throughout like 90% of it, 80% of it.
Unlimited motion.
Yeah.
Who do you think, not counting Chihiro, who do you think is Hokuzono's favorite character?
Oh, that's a
good question, Yato.
I think it could be someone maybe like Azami or Uruha, honestly.
That's a good answer, Tiberius. Yeah, no, that's a good one. Yeah.
And D the Man said Tiberius believing in Samura. Hey man, objectively great writing, but it's just fun to slander the guy who's dogging everybody.
I gotta say, I think his favorite character would be Sojo, just because we've gotten like two,
True.
fucking chapters for him after his death. It's like
That's not
he can't get
crazy.
enough.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's
Sheba.
like,
It could be Sheba too, because
Or
he's always
Shiva.
drawing
Or
Sheba extra like pages and shit.
Yeah.
bruh,
Yeah. It could,
There's a
yeah.
lot of
Or
good
Shiva.
characters.
if he come out and says Sheba is his favorite character,
Yeah, I know he does love
What are you doing,
Sojo too. That's for sure.
if Sheba's his favorite character, I'm gonna ask him some questions like, why haven't you given your favorite character any time to shine, there, dog? Like, what are you waiting for, brother?
Yeah,
I'm
like-
telling you, man. The
he's
moment,
blue ball
the
and
moment that, yeah, I mean, but the moment that guy takes center stage, bro, all the haters are gonna like have to go hide under a rock.
I could
or
tell you I
something, 'cause,
won't.
like,
I'll be out there standing on top the rock. I'll die on
I'm
that rock,
telling you,
not even a
man,
hill.
She was gonna go crazy, bro. His time will come, man. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
And there's
He's
something to be
really-
said, like, just because a character, like, because I can see Sojo being his favorite, just because he's dead doesn't mean anything. It's the fact of, like, Sojo's
Nah.
character was handled with care throughout the entire thing. And
Yeah.
this motherfucker had an extra chapter, what was it, in like 92.5? And the first one was, 50 in the 50s or something like that? I think 58.5. And he died in chapter 18, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, he
That's my
knew.
goat, man.
He knew when he made Sojo that he walked into Shueisha and he dropped dick and balls on the table and was like, "This is what I got for you." And he created Sojo, bro. It was like,
Yeah, man.
it was like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I ain't going nowhere. Y'all ain't asking me. What do you think this is?
now look, I want to get y'all's opinion in chat. What number do you think Ibiki Misaka is going to finish in the popularity poll?
Bruh.
Bruh,
Be
like-
legit, be for real. Like, and I know it's going to be low, but just how low? Because these things, they do rank pretty deep. I'm thinking he's still going to be in like 20 to 30 range, and that is crazy.
Bruh. Do we even got 30 characters?
Yeah, we do.
Oh man, we got some. We got some no names.
We got
bro.
10
some
Hishaku
NPC
members.
looking at. Well, I was being a bit more generous. I was gonna think like we could see him in like the late, like I was gonna say late teens, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think 20s range. We could see him potentially a bit higher, like high teens. Shout out Beatrice, by the way. Y'all are great. Appreciate you,
Hey,
Beatrice.
Jaffa
Always.
Cake, go.
Harrison Rice says 29. Zoni says 32. TC says 62.
See, I'm thinking it's going to be 20 to 30 range. And look, it's a shame that I'm about to say this, but Mr. Inazuma's little floppy ass is going to finish ahead of him.
Oh, for sure.
Well deserved, man.
He's got the kid buff. Like, people love when like cool,
The
like
kid
kids do
buff.
cool shit. You know, it's like, oh
Yeah.
man, you're so
Yo,
cool.
when they
Yeah,
animate him, I hope, like I've said this a couple of times, but I do hope they every step when he's walking into Rakuzaichi is just like impact frames with every step. Boom, boom. That would be so gas. Like they just so much aura.
He just got a deep voice. You have my sister.
Yo, yeah, but that look. Hey, any upscale for Mr. Inazuma is an Ibiki upscale.
No, it's not.
Yeah, he looks up to
Bullshit
Ibiki.
agenda. Oh my god.
Does he not?
Did-
And we
Did he
get
say
the
that?
yeah. He's like inspired
just
by the
schizophrenic like
legend
that.
of the of Ibiki Misaka, the
Bruh, he didn't
lightning
say that.
strikes justice type beat.
Oh, man.
Leave me alone.
Nah.
Yo, Beatrice. Shout out Beatrice.
Hey.
Love Kagurabachi and the Hishaku Hideout and Shonen Pulse.
Oh,
Season 2 of the Kagurabachi anime is going to be more peak than season 1. Beatrice, appreciate you. Thank you for that. Genuinely means a lot. And
Truly.
facts. Facts.
One
Season 2
dice
of
is soul.
Kagurabachi is crazy. Yeah, my soul. It's crazy that people are already looking forward to season 2 of Kagurabachi. I don't blame them. It is going to be crazy. Insane stuff. So yeah, you're cooking. You're preaching. You guys
Oh.
agree, right?
oh,
for sure.
yeah. On Dice of Soul, I agree. But
Well,
I need to find this
yeah.
this Ibiki Misaka glaze. That it's very hard to find that shit. So give me.
you know, though, for the first couple of first couple of episodes, people are going to be doing what they do when it comes to new anime. That they, anime onlys are going to be like, oh, it's just a revenge story, or it's just an edgy, so and so or whatever. And it was like, I remember when Demon Slayer first came out, and like I read the manga or whatever before the anime, and I was telling people like, oh, you got to check out this anime, it's going to be big, and like nobody listened to me for like 12 weeks. And then episode 19 came out, and suddenly everybody's got their mouth open for Demon Slayer. And it's like, yeah, I was trying to tell you guys it was good. I feel like the same thing's gonna happen here. Like the first couple of episodes are gonna go by, they're like, okay, so he's, insert generic, main character with a sword name here. And then when Sojo appears, that's when people are gonna be like, yeah, they might be cooking, and then all the other characters and shit to go pop up, and it's subtly just gonna be like the next big thing, assuming that the studio drops their nuts with the adaptation.
That's a good point, because I can't see, like, I can already, what you're saying got me thinking, and I can't imagine the slander of like people saying like, oh, this is what y'all were hyping up, generic ass story about a kid who wants to like avenge his father or whatever.
Vicious
and then
energy.
Yeah, and then a couple of episodes in, they'll be changing their tune real quick.
Okay, hold on, I found it. Peep this. The lightning never strikes good kids. It's what the sky uses to punish bad guys. Talk about rain down the thunder of justice. That is an Ibiki upscale if I ever seen one.
Bruh.
Thunder, that's the GOAT, bro. I'm telling you.
That's as close as you'll get to Ibiki Glaze.
I gotta ask, because every time I get like around a new person to start talking about Bachi, I gotta ask, because nobody ever agrees with me. You guys might not, and the viewers might not, but Chihiro making new swords, man. What do you think? Because to me, I'm thinking, because he specifically says he's going to surpass his father. And in stories like this, going back to Naruto, the old surpass the new, yada, yada, the will of fire and all that other BS is like, how do you surpass the man who crafted nuke blades?
I got the answer though, yeah. Go ahead.
My thought process, and what I always say, and what everybody says no to, is that he's going to make blades that don't steal the sorcery. And maybe they won't be the most insane, because you can't, like, because I think I had Broken Ronin on an episode one time, and he was like,
nice.
He was like, imagine you give a sword to Shiba, and the sword can like summon volcanoes, and it's like, okay, yeah, maybe that's a little too much.
He's gonna get a stank on it.
Well, just like, it's like you give like a weapon of mass destruction to someone who's already strong as fuck, and it's like, okay, it's cheats. But my thought is that, like, Hakuri, I don't want to see him lose his sorcery, but I also don't want to see him resorting to brain blasts and blowing his mind to pieces every time he gets into a fight. But Akamura is coming for that ass. It is like he got to have something to defend himself besides finger guns and brain blasts. So it's like, I feel like weapons that have abilities like
mass destruction weapon,
but like they don't take your sorcery away, so that you can still defend yourself in other ways. I feel like that's like the next step. That's how you surpass the man who created nukes. Like I can't see any other way. But like everybody's like, no, sorcery being taken away wouldn't be a thing. What do you think?
I got you, fam. Look, here's what's gonna happen. For one, he doesn't have to make a whole new sword, so that's already in his favor. He's just kind of reforging like pieces together. Two, he does have like the ability to talk to Subaru or Urita, who is a like world-renowned swordsmith. So like the basics of swordsmithing, he can like bridge that gap of, and to some degree, at least to be able to forge the or to like fix N10, because he's not creating a whole new blade. It's just in pieces, and he's just fixing it. Now, of course, that's like, I'm making it sound easier than it actually is. But with Subaru being there to like maybe teach him the basics or help him like remember the basics, because Chihiro's also already helped craft N10, so he does have like some experience. So I just think like with Subaru's like reveal of him being a world-renowned swordsmith, the fact of Chihiro already being there to help Kunishige make N10 and him just only needing to like repair it. I think that kind of formula is what's going to basically allow him to create the Gyarados Enten, you know?
Yeah. But when you think of surpassing though, like how do you surpass your father? Because he said he wanted to surpass him, and like
I think it's the True Realm. It all comes down to the True Realm, and I think one thing that Chihiro has that Kunishige never had is using an enchanted blade. Kunishige never wielded an enchanted blade, at least from what we know now. So him having the battle experience and like developing and synchronizing like deeper with Enten, it's more about like him just repairing Enten to its normal state and then kind of coming to more of a like better usage of the sword. Because like what else can Chihiro really get better at? Like he's already like, I mean, of course he can still get better, but you know, it like in theory, the things that we're gonna say he can get better at aren't gonna be enough to beat Akamura anyway. Like another sword style isn't gonna beat Akamura. It's gonna come down to like his usage with the enchanted blade and the True Realm.
So here I come with the boring answer again.
He's gonna pray to it. No, I'm just playing.
Yato, I agree with you. I do think that, and I've seen people talk about this as well, I think that the enchanted blade that Chihiro forges will have the ability to like not restrict the user's sorcery. I'm also a believer that Chihiro is going to inherit the Kurotsuchi Soga sorcery. So I see that happening, you know. But in terms of the statement of him surpassing his father, I think it's more of an ideological thing. When Chihiro says that, he's reflecting on the words of Sojo, Kiyuki, Kiora, Yura, and Nakamura. And the truth is that the enchanted blades were weapons forged during wartime. Enten is the only one that wasn't, and now he gets to reforge it. The whole question about the enchanted blades is like, what is their place in the world? Should they or shouldn't they be? You know?
Yeah.
And for Chihiro, like, I've always thought that like he's gonna forge the solution. He's gonna forge the enchanted blade that the world needs in this moment. And it's not a relic of the past, like Samura called it, forged, you know, during wartime, like I said, but rather a blade for the intention of bringing peace to current or present day Japan. And so I think that when we talk about like how Chihiro surpasses Kunishige's legacy, which definitely, you know, like we saw with Yura, there is definitely a huge stain on Kunishige's legacy, not just with Akamura did, but like his mistake of just also like putting the blades away. We also know it's not like just black and white in terms of like I said, well, should they or shouldn't they be out there? You know, like what is, you know, how do you tread that line? And so I think for Chihiro is him coming to the realization of what is the kind of blade that the world needs. Like his father told him that he would have to at some point, you know,
answer justice. What is his answer for justice? And, you know, with those eyes. Yes. And like Kunishige, like I said, Kunishige wasn't out there fighting those battles. He didn't experience. Chihiro's on the front lines doing all this, and I think that just deepens his understanding. And like what Dice, like I guess what I was saying was like a long-winded version of what Dice was saying, more on like answering that ideological question or like moral conundrum of like his answer for justice is what's going to be, you know, like I said in the video, that his relationship to his father is more important than his father's legacy. So he's going to destroy the blades. His father's legacy that he's renowned for, that's what he's known for, hero of the war. Yeah. But the man is more important than the legend type of thing.
Right.
Cook, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm feeling.
Or maybe not. Fuck it. We all lose. Akamura wins.
Yeah, I want to see like how they deal with this, because like my headcanon was that he makes more swords. They don't all be, you know, the same level, but they'll be enough to defend people so that they can feel safe going to bed at night. You know, his homies, you know, like Hakuri and Hyuki and just anybody who has allied themselves with him. And like the time, like you said, all the previous swords were made during the war and like with that like threat of like our country being, fucking invaded and destroyed by like these foreigners. But now it's a bit different. Like, yeah,
They're
you're like,
Japanese, bro.
yeah, but like now,
I'm
but
just
now
playing.
everybody's they got like wanted posters with your hero's face and shit on it most likely, but it's still
Yeah.
not as intense as like people just going about their day and getting grocery stores bombed by people. It's like they could probably still make swords in peace and just outfit their people because
Here's a mini nuke. Just here's a little
yeah
back pocket nuke.
yeah, here's a ray gun. Call of Duty. You hit the box. Here's a ray gun. Like give him something. I want him to have something. And like in game, my thought was like he'll make another sword for himself and like name it after his father. That was where I ultimately ended up. Like the final sword would be
No,
called like
the sword's
Kunishige or something.
Kagurabachi. The sword's gonna be called
Oh my
Kagurabachi.
Fuck
god.
no, man. Come on.
Bro, this
that-
really was our Kagurabachi.
This
would go
was
crazy.
Fucking
that
hell.
Kagura butt cheeks. And you know what? If Ibiki Misaka does come back with some Edo Tensei shit, if he
No.
if he's rocking with Akamura, then I'm with Akamura
Just no.
too.
Just no.
And you know what? Dice is with me. Dice is gonna die with me.
Get up
On
the
his
fuck out of
soul.
here, man. I don't
Yeah,
know.
when the one dude said, "Yo, come and see me, come shoot me and my uncle about it," or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no, man.
But look, y'all got to think of something because I'm putting it. I'm saying it here. Ibiki Misaka is gonna finish 20 to 30 in the polls. If we'll come up with some kind of like bet or something like that before Sunday, maybe.
Crazier things have happened. He might honestly make it in the
Yeah,
top.
I mean,
guess so. Yeah, I
he's just
guess
got
so.
aura.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
He do got
the
them
one
long
panel
ass
was alright.
arms though. I bet he could itch his kneecaps without bending over.
But yeah, the
Oh,
arms is what's killing me. And like a lot of people are fat, so it's like, why not vote for the fat guy?
Yeah, man. He's look.
He's just like me for real. I had
He's
a few
comfy.
bruises.
He's husky. Leave him alone. Let him cook.
It's just the gut. It's just a
Yeah.
little gut, you know.
And let me see y'all
Like-
bellies. I need a belly scale.
Yeah, belly reveal real quick.
Yeah. Nah, but I don't want to hold y'all up too late. Fun stream. Yato, appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me. Hit the buttons, man, down there. I know y'all listening. You better like but they ain't gonna tell y'all how to do it because this day show. But hit the damn buttons, man. Don't play. Hit the like button.
Yes,
And
sir.
look.
Appreciate that, Yato.
And yeah, for real, y'all make sure to check them out. I added his podcast in the title. It's also his personal channel is in the description. Even though he hasn't put out a video for 2 months, still go check the man's out. Because I bet you a video is coming. I'm not going to gamble Dice's soul on that because I just don't know.
Don't put money on it.
Don't put Dice's
they
soul
ain't
on
the
it.
brain.
Please don't do that.
They ain't the brain. They cooking. I'm just lazy.
But I'm wondering. Oh yeah, the fan OST, Mike. He wants.
Oh yeah, okay.
While I look that up, I gotta ask, man, chat. What does Ibiki Misaka have to do to get y'all's respect? God damn it!
I need to see him do like a link up B or something and cut like 100 dudes in half with lightning bolts or something. Like
Yeah, pretty much.
So basically, he has to
It's
use the
so
sword.
easy.
He has to use the sword better than Sojo.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, pretty much. My bar
Yeah.
isn't too high.
Yeah, basically. Like he's got to show us what like Sojo wishes he could have done and just be like way more raw.
All right, so now
And I
look,
think Hogazono will do it, honestly.
we
I
gonna
think
watch
he'll
this
show, like, the
OST.
difference.
Each of us are gonna freestyle for 30 seconds too.
Oh,
we're not
hell
doing
no.
I'm just playing. They was about to click off of Discord so fast.
Hell nah.
Nah, but that shit does slap. Which you gonna put the Sword Saint one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit goes so hard. Yeah, to wait till you listen to this.
You about to play it in here?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna play it on stream, but
Okay. Let me.
where is it? Window capture.
Yeah, this flashback is bussing. I want to see who gets the first sword and gets sent out to battle, or if like Kunishige just makes them all and hands them out at once, or if it's like, cool, I got the first blade, I'm heading out, and then it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that as well, actually. That is gonna be interesting to see.
My
Yeah,
daughter.
'cause
This is
somebody's
like
gonna
you
get the
said,
last
shit.
one.
we need him out there, you know, like get your ass out there.
Yeah. It's like we got to see that moment when
Uh,
your boy's brother was mad about like not getting the sword or whatever. It's like
that's
we
my
got to see those
guy, man.
moments. Yeah, Uraha. Yeah, yeah. Uraha got the sword that homie wanted or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I if I had to like take a stab in the dark, I do think he'll forge all of them, and we'll see him like we'll just see like all the enchanted blades lined up, and then he just goes about picking
Or
like the
whatever.
whatever. It's like
tryouts who it
He's a
is
money
for
that's
like
we
my
got to
spread.
see those
guy, man.
moments.
He's
Yeah.
gonna do a money spread.
He's got money spread with the blades. Hell yeah.
Yo, insane.
All right, y'all ready? We start this. Because my
Yeah.
daughter's losing her shit, so I'm gonna go help
Uh-oh.
Mole after we watch this.
Okay, let's do
All right, now listen, Dice, you a bitch and you ain't got shit. No, I'm just playing.
this. Stop it. Stop
Bringing
it.
bars? Wait, do I gotta listen to it on the stream or what?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you might have to mute us and just listen to it on the stream,
Okay.
or you can say fuck it and just be like, man, this shit sound good on mute.
Nah.
I'm gonna play it.
Hit the buttons.
It's the shit I dream to. Sheba stank all my life. On Dice's soul. Sheba's about to get punched in the booty hole.
That's
do it.
insane.
Bars. Ooh, Cinco de Mayo type shit.
It really
Oh yeah.
I think the other one.
Oh, that's
I know it's Cinco de Mayo, fam. That's why I said that. Doofus. Y'all go show
You
love
calling
to
Farron a
Duckish.
doofus or
I'm just I'm fucking with him because he's been mean to me.
yeah, that'd be tight. I'm fucking with it.
This is the updated one, I believe. Yeah, this is the updated.
I'm a sucker for them background songs, insert songs and shit.
We check this one out. All right, Mikey, I'll check this one out for you. Just because Dice loves Hirohiko.
yes, sir.
Dice is hella thick. I slap him on his little booty Chico.
What?
What? Who said that?
I don't think I've heard this one actually.
He loves piano. Yeah, I agree with Junior. I'm not feeling the Akamura one. I mean, it's not bad either, but I respect that. You know, make sure y'all go
It
check
fits
out
his character.
Duckish. We need to confiscate his mic. Come take it from
Long-ass
me.
time ago.
Come take it from me.
Very serious.
Yeah, dude knows what he's doing, man.
Farron said he don't want to be mean. The fuck? You mean to me all the time.
What the hell?
I bet you there's gonna be a lot of piano in this.
What's cool is this person like actually posts like the music sheets
Oh yeah?
on the YouTube.
I like this. The one I think I like. Well, I mean, I only checked out like maybe I didn't see the Hirohiko one. It's like some Childish Gambino. Like, I imagine Childish Gambino just sliding on this bitch. Alright, chat. But I think that's going to take us out. By the way, I can't wait for this moment in the anime. The Cloud Gouger. Ooh, Chihiro sparking the thing up.
It's hard.
But y'all got anything y'all want to say before we get out of here?
No, not really. Good talk, boys. This was fun. Banger, banger question from Yato to close things out about the Enchanted Blade, or more so, how Chihiro surpasses his father.
Go check these 2
that was
videos
good.
out, y'all.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And check out Panel Focus and all that other good stuff. Hit me up on Twitter if you want yaps. And check out Dungeon Crawler Carl if you don't suck ass.
Oh, here we go. He's preaching that bit. That bit better be the most fire thing ever.
It's number 1, baby. Book 8 coming out in like 7 days. Y'all ain't gonna see me or hear from me in like a week after that shit. Yeah.
Didn't you send me the audio book for it?
I sent that shit to everybody that matters, so I hope so.
Hey, I mean, I didn't listen to it yet, but I got it on my to-do list.
Yeah, I sent it to a bunch of people. Somebody I know, like I paid for it. I want to let the record show because I'm on video. I paid for it, but somebody else I know, they pirated it and they put it all in like a mega file, and I've just been sending it out to people. It's a webtoon, but the webtoon is actually just an advertisement for the book. It's America book series, and the audiobook is peak. I would not recommend any way of consuming it besides the audiobook. I have just so you know, I'm not just like pushing an agenda. I mean, I am. I have physical copies of the book, but the audiobook is way better. I wouldn't recommend it any other way. And hit me up on Twitter if you want the audiobook.
Damn, he's the plug. All right, feds, y'all know we got him. Damn. No, I appreciate you coming through though, bro. I'm not gonna hold you up any longer. Chat, it's always a pleasure to have y'all, be mean to me and Ibiki Masaka.
Yep, well deserved.
I guarantee y'all this too. I'll say another one. Y'all are gonna sign the Ibiki Masaka apology form before I sign the Shiba apology form.
Oh fuck no.
And guess what? I'm old and I'm stubborn and hard headed. I'll die a Shiba hater.
No one doing that shit, man.
Yeah, everybody doing it. Dice is gonna get a tattoo of Ibiki Masaka.
Hell the fuck no, man. I'll go with Natsuki before that bum.
The worst, brother. Always a great stream though, chat. Y'all be cool.
Yep.
See y'all on Sunday. We finally got another chapter coming out, so a normal episode, and we'll eventually get Yato on an actual podcast episode.
Yes, sir.
That'll be down the line sometime soon. And have a good night. Peace.